Welcome back to None of Your Beeswax Apiary. Today we're going to do one of the final steps for winterizing our hives, and that's to put our entrance reducers or our mouse guards in. It's starting to get cooler here at nights. It's getting down into the upper 40s right now. Next week's supposed to be a little bit cooler, down into the mid to low 40s. So now's a good time to do this, because in the winter time these beehives stay nice and warm on the inside, and you've got mice out here running around that are looking for a warm place to go. So they could get into the hives, and they get in there and they start chewing on frames and wax, and they die in there, and then the bees propolis all around them. It just makes a mess in there. They go to the bathroom inside, and it just makes a mess inside the hive. So you want to keep them out as much as you can. There's two ways that we do that. We've got some entrance reducers on our smaller nukes that are we just created in June and July, so we're going to leave those entrance reducers on the smallest setting and leave those in place. Some of our bottom boards have slide-in entrance reducers that came with them as part of the bottom board, so we're going to slide those in. And then for our regular screen bottom boards, we're going to go ahead and staple some hardware cloth. This is just a piece of the same 1/2 inch hardware cloth that I use to make our candy boards. I just cut it down to fit across the entrance, and then I leave just little ends down here to sit down in the hive. The bees can come and go through it. It sits down on the bottom board. I staple it to it, and that keeps any mice from getting inside. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to slide our bottom boards back in underneath the screen bottom board there. We're going to put the removable trays back in for the winter. That cuts down on the breeze blowing through there and drafts up into the hive and stuff like that. So we're going to slide those in at this time too. So we'll get started. Just to show you a couple different options we have here at the apiary that we use. This is our Apiary hive. It's got its own entrance reducer already built into it. You can see right there. These doors just slide closed if you want to close off half of it. Okay, they didn't like me being in front of the hive. I got stung in the nose. That felt fun. I'll make your eyes water. I'll give it a little twinge. So, like I was saying, these doors slide closed if you want to close off half of it. We leave them open all the time. You see the bees come and go just as they please right there. The other thing is the bottom boards. Once you put your bottom boards in, you want to make sure that you check them periodically through the winter. And the reason for that is you'll wind up getting dirt and stuff like that built up in the bottom, wax cappings where they're uncapping honey to eat and things like that. So just pull them out, scrape them off every so often. And then you can put them right back in. And then right down here, like I said, this is one of our nukes that we made up in the beginning of July. So we've got the wooden entrance reducer in there on the smallest hole. So we'll just go ahead and leave that in place, and they will be good to go for the winter. And then this one right here is the other kind that's got the entrance reducer kind of installed on the front of the hive, kind of like the Apiary, but you can pull the slide out. So usually on this one, these ones during the summertime, I pull that slide out, and then this time of year I just push that slide right back in. A little stuck there. There we go. And then that's enough. That keeps the mice from getting in. What I like about these two is this slide is actually reversible. And you see these holes up top. You can flip it upside down and slide it in, and it kind of locks the bees in. They can't get out. If you're using it to transport or anything like that, that's a handy thing to have right there. So, but we've got about 10 of these bottom boards that we picked up at the expo one year, and so we're just going to go ahead and install them. And then for the rest of our regular bottom boards, we're just going to go ahead and install these pieces of screen right here at the entrance. That's how we've got it cut right there. It sits just like that. We just take our staple gun and give it a staple on each end just to hold in place. Doesn't need to be anything real fancy. It just blocks the entrance like that, and it'll keep the mice out. And as you can see, the bees don't like it when you hit the hive with a staple gun, so be sure to wear some kind of protective equipment when you do that, and move quickly. And then the final thing we're going to do is install our bottom boards in the back of the hives. This is one of our homemade bottom boards there. I used a old lunch tray. I made about 10 or so of these, and just slide that in there like that. And there you go. That's it. Like I said, that's one of our final steps to winterizing the bees for the winter, getting them ready for winter. We'll put our candy boards on the beginning of December, and then they'll be all set for a couple months. One thing to remember, like I said, check the bottom boards, scrape them off periodically throughout the winter. That way you get off all those wax cappings and dead hive beetles and things like that to keep from attracting more bugs. If you have any questions, leave any comments down below, and like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.